Little Miss Recap contains adult language. Little Miss Recap is intended for entertainment purposes only. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Little Miss Recap. My name's Amy.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
Hi, Amanda. Good morning.
Good morning, Amy. What's up?
Oh, not much. I wanted to talk about Dying for Sex. You finished it last night.
Finished it last night.
Jenny Slate, right?
Yeah, Jenny Slate was everything. I mean, Michelle Williams was fantastic as well.
Fantastic.
But
Yes.
Jenny Slate was everything. And I loved the love of two women and two friends and how fierce her love was for her friend.
Well, and it was so interesting because the first couple episodes I thought they were going a different direction with it because Jenny Slate's character, I forget her name.
Nikki Boyer.
Nikki. She was like overwhelmed and it was destroying her own life. So I thought, oh, she's going to have to tap out.
She's going to bail out, yeah.
But like, no, they didn't go that route. It was so good.
Because, I mean, that's what happened.
Yes.
It's a true story. So
Right.
That's what happened. Folk, this is not giving anything away. She's dying, hence the name Dying for Sex. She's dying. The hospice nurse was fucking everything.
I know. She was great. The scene with the mother, though, that I talked about.
Yeah. Sissy Spacek was fantastic, too.
Yeah, she really was. And Sissy Spacek is amazing.
Rob Delaney. I need to talk about my boyfriend, Rob Delaney.
He's great.
First of all, he is so fucking hot.
Not my boyfriend at all.
Oh, God, he is so sexy.
You could have him.
Okay, cool. You can have all the scumbags. I'll take him. God, he is so sexy. And I'm just completely blown away that he could do this role.
Yeah.
Given that he lost his son to cancer.
Yeah.
And his acting and his grief was raw and real. I was reading he is actually a composite of 3 people.
Okay.
That Molly was very close with. One of whom reached out to Nikki after the podcast came out. Because this is a podcast first, which I actually downloaded for my road trip on Friday to go to Massachusetts.
Fun. You mean you're not going to listen to Little Miss Recap the entire time?
No, because I listen every day, so
How
I'm all
dare
caught
you?
up. It's nothing for me to listen to. I'm all caught up. But that the primary guy that he was based on, like, couldn't even reach out, like, couldn't talk to Nikki at all, like, was so devastated by the loss of Molly that he just couldn't. I was like,
okay.
I want Rob Delaney to be that devastated by the loss of me.
Well, we don't want to lose you, though.
I don't really want to be lost in that, but I'd like Rob Delaney to care that much about me.
I started watching Bad Sisters the second season.
Okay.
Because I had not. I had started it and then I stopped it and then I started again. Then I stopped it. Yeah. But now I'm getting more into it.
Okay. We watched the first episode and we couldn't get into it.
Of season 2?
Yeah, we'll try again.
Yeah.
We loved season 1.
I loved season 1
loved
too.
It.
And I am so in love with BB, the sister with the short black hair and the eye patch.
Yes.
I'm so in love with her haircut. I need to figure out how to make that work on me. But I think I need like 17,000 more hairs on my head to pull it off.
I'll have to go look for the haircut because I don't remember what it looks like.
The haircut's great.
Find me a picture and I'll tell you if it's possible.
I will.
I don't know if I have any grounds to tell you if it's possible, but I can believe for you.
I have it right here.
Oh, okay. Share.
I'll send it to you on air and we'll let the listeners listen in.
Let's see.
Okay, hold on. Let me. Okay, here it is. I'm sending now.
Okay.
Sending. I think her hair is just too thick, and I think that's what makes it really nice.
Oh no, I think you could totally do that. Actually, your haircut's not too dissimilar from.
Here's the front view.
Yeah, I mean your hair's not dissimilar from hers.
No, and the second picture that I sent you is her not in the show.
Right.
And if you notice, when she's not in the show, she parts it to the left.
Yeah,
in the show, she parts
the other way
it to the
the
right.
Eye patch, yeah.
But I part my hair to the left.
Yes.
So
I part my hair to the left,
I don't know. My hair is not dissimilar from this.
No, it's like, really not.
Hers is chunky and has layers. It
has
cute.
layers. Yeah. Bring that to your next time you get your haircut. Bring that to your person.
I think I don't have a good hairdresser.
Oh, that could be part of the problem.
Yeah, I think I need to find somebody else.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do the girls have a good hairdresser, but their hair is just cut straight?
Yeah, and their hairdresser is their friend's mom who does it for free, and I wouldn't ask her to do that for
Got it.
me. So yeah.
Got it.
I mean, I would offer to pay her, but I don't know. I don't like to mix business and pleasure.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand
Yeah.
that. So, yeah,
So I don't
I
know.
think
I'll
you could
find a
totally pull
new
that
new
off.
person. I'll try to pull it off.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I love Sharon Horgan, which is why I was real into Big Sisters,
Yeah,
but also
I love the
Adventures.
show.
Yeah.
But season 2's definitely picked up now.
Okay.
There's kind of something major that happens in episode 2 or 3.
Yeah, I hear once if you can get through 3,
Yeah.
it hooks you back in.
Yeah. So I'm there. So I'm watching that. Timmy went out last night and I was just kind of curled up on the couch watching that. The girls were in their rooms playing
Okay.
Minecraft all night,
Okay.
like with each other on the phone. And they were like with a couple other friends playing and they were
Okay.
just laughing and laughing and laughing. And like I wrote in the group last night, like if you close your eyes, you could be like they're 10 years old again.
Mm.
Like it was so nice, but they're not and they're leaving me. So there's that.
They're not leaving you.
Mm.
They're leaving you, but they're not it's not because of you.
Right.
They're going to college.
All right. Are we ready to talk about this bullshit?
Yes, let's talk. I need to talk a lot about this fashion show.
Well, the way I'm taking notes, guys, is I'm doing things slightly different. You
Yeah.
might not even notice. I'm doing an overview of each scene and then just some notes on the scene.
Okay.
Because
Let's
this
go.
is, I'm trying to find my note taking voice here
Okay.
with this show. It's just hard
Okay.
because I don't know. It's kind of like all over the place.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's sort of like when we were doing Sister Wives, where we'd have to be like, this is everything about Mary,
Yeah. Yeah.
sort of kind of deal.
But they interact so much on this show is the
That's
problem.
the problem. I
Yeah.
mean, our complaint about Sister Wives is they don't interact at all anymore.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. All right. So this is Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 1, episode 7, fashion faux pas. And boy,
Mm.
was it.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, scene 1, the fashion show. Brooks makes his debut at the very first Park City show. Whitney and Meredith also walk as their friends and sometimes mortal enemies cheer them on from the front row.
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards, Brooks calls his father to make sure Seth knows just how disappointed he is and what a terrible human and father he is.
Okay.
So, some notes on this from me. Justin managed to dress up for this one, Amanda.
Sort of. Yeah. He looked fine.
He didn't wear his Henley and his big, thick silver chain.
He just wore a button down, right? And slacks?
Yeah,
Black
but it was like
fitted tag?
black, like it looked nice.
Okay. Yeah. He looked a little bit more put together.
And feel free to just jump
Yeah.
in with your thoughts
I
too.
will. I will. Yeah.
There's some minor drama around where Mary's going to sit.
Yeah.
Are
'cause
we in middle
Jen-
school?
Are you actually asking? Are we? That's like the whole point of this show is rich people middle school.
Yeah, there you go.
That is
was
I have just laid out all of what all of the Housewives franchises are. Rich people middle school.
that was the working title until they decided,
Real
what to
Housewives.
go with.
Yeah. Rich people middle school.
Mm-hmm. Mary says that shopping in Salt Lake City is the pits, and she's glad to finally have some fashion there.
But is this fashion?
Okay, we'll get there.
Okay.
Whitney
Okay.
really nervous to walk.
She's adorable.
Why did we get so much Meredith on the runway and like a teeny little inky bit of Whitney?
Because Whitney's big story is not the fashion show. It's her husband's or her father's addiction.
Steve Perry.
Right. Steve Perry. By the way, I think someone thought he was the real Steve Perry. We know he's not the real Steve Perry. He just looks like Steve Perry.
From the 70s.
From the 70s. Today, which is the problem. I think that Meredith's story is her kids and Brooks and this fashion show and Seth, which is why we got more time with him because that's where she was featured. Whitney was featured in a different story.
Well, Meredith struts out there, and you would think that, I don't know, who's a supermodel? Cindy Crawford was out there on that runway. Cindy Crawford's literally
35
the only
years
one
ago.
Are supermodels still a thing?
No, I don't. Not the way they were when we were kids.
That's good. I feel like that's good.
Yes.
Can we stop with that whole nonsense?
Yes, but like I would have because remember we started with the Cindy Crawfords as the supermodels, and then we went to like the Kate Mosses. I'd take the Cindy Crawford over the Kate Moss all day, every day because it looks like Cindy Crawford. Oh, I don't know, ate a meal once in her life.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So now we get to Brooks. Brooks Marks. I only designed one jumpsuit basically, and here it is his whole
Okay.
thing.
You didn't design a motherfucking thing. You bought
He took a jumpsuit and
sweatpants
he
and
put
sweatshirt from the Gap.
and it looks like he put masking tape on
He
it.
put some sort of basting, I don't even think that's sewed on. I think that is some sort of basting tape that's, like, ironed on, and that's it. That's his design
That
with
says
his name
Brooks
on it.
Marks. Mhm.
No.
No.
No. This is nepotism. This is somebody with no talent being held above everybody else. I this in when I realized this was the only thing he designed, I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me with this?" I was enraged.
Wow, I just let you have the floor for that fashion rage.
I I don't give a flying fig about fashion. I don't know anything about fashion. I'm wearing a top from Amazon. I am in no position to judge anybody right
I
now.
agree with you. It was
I was
so
so furious.
stupid. Now, do you still agree that Seth should have dropped everything and come in town for this?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
So,
it was important to his kid.
what did you
The
think
stupidity
about
of the fashion show and Seth's behavior have nothing to do with each other.
Brooks' little like, I don't know,
Temper tantrum like a
weird
child.
German army salute
Oh,
march there that he was doing?
because well, multiple people needed to be in the stupid outfit. I
Yeah.
I, I hated this.
It was so dumb.
I
And
was
he's like,
really angry.
"I can't believe my dad's not here to,
Okay,
like, look at my jumpsuit that I designed."
the difference is it was important to him, so his dad should have been there if he could have been there. And
Life
Brooks,
sucks, Brooks. Learn it now. People let you down.
wow, like Brooks said, he could have flown in for the night and left.
Mhm,
He could
mhm.
have. Regardless, Brooks's upsetness about his father not being there and the stupidity of the thing he was not there for don't matter.
Right. So backstage, he really calls Seth and gives it to him.
And
And
yeah, it was a bit much.
it was this he is 21 years old.
He's a wimpy crybaby.
Like one of the
Remember we loved
things
him for in episode
Yeah,
1?
no, no
That's
more.
gone. No.
Remember one of the things that I tried to teach my kids is like this balance between, yes, you are the light of our lives,
Mhm.
but we are also people who have lives.
Right.
And sometimes, we need to be the people of our
Mhm.
own life, and that doesn't revolve around like I tried to find that balance.
Okay.
There were many times that I couldn't go to a lacrosse game or you know what I mean, or
Right.
Timmy couldn't go, and it was no big deal.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. This is like your mom is giving you a spot in this fashion show for your stupid jumpsuit with the masking tape on it. Does Seth really have to be there? Now,
So
should Seth have done something maybe a little bigger? Maybe sent flowers? Maybe, you know what I mean?
right.
Maybe. Like he could have done something a little more,
Mhm.
maybe.
Maybe. But here's the thing, you just say, sometimes Timmy and I can't both go to the girls lacrosse games.
Sometimes neither of us could go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
And they were fine with that.
I think Martha Lipnack went to like 2 of my swim meets in
Mhm.
high school, period. And only when I begged her to go. But if it's like important championships, would you be there? Would you both make a point to be there?
Yeah, I mean, we would do everything we could to be there.
I just feel like Brooks feels like Seth didn't do everything he could.
Maybe. I mean, I don't
We
know
don't know.
Seth.
I don't
Maybe
know, Seth.
Seth may, maybe Seth is like a Cody Brown and he says he can't go somewhere and then he goes and performs a wedding ceremony the
Right.
next
For
day.
all we know, Seth was fucking off at a strip club or something. I don't know.
Right. And if that's the case, then fuck him.
Exactly.
But like
Exactly.
one parent was there.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And I think if Seth had called him, which he did, and we
He
saw
did.
the message.
Do we also think
If
maybe this is a bit inflated because Brooks is aware that his parents are not doing well?
I think it's a little bit inflated too because Seth has been taught that the sun and moon set and rise by him.
You mean Brooks, but yeah.
Brooks, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what
He's
I
an
think is
asshole.
happening here.
Okay.
Okay. So then we get a small scene of Brooks eating grapefruit because it's good for your body or whatever.
Okay, whatever.
The second scene is Whitney going to Heather's. She goes to Heather's to get a facial treatment. They talk about stigmas in the Mormon religion.
This I found very interesting.
I found it interesting too. So Heather talks about how she started Beauty Lab and Laser.
Mhm,
She basically was living off her divorce settlement, never had to work. That
mhm.
helps.
Yeah,
That helps you start
sure,
a business.
sure
Mhm.
does. But look at her,
Um,
she did do something with it,
she
like,
did something with
Heather's
it.
a go-getter, man.
Yeah, she is. I love Heather.
I love Heather too.
The production does this, like, spaced out thing when Whitney is under, and then Whitney's like, "Oh my god, I kinda zoned out there for a while." It was really funny.
It was funny, yeah.
They discuss Whitney's dad, so let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Heather, I do have to say, every time she's interacting with Whitney, she'll say, "How's your father?"
Yeah, Heather
I don't know
seems
if it's
like a
just for the cameras, but she
yeah,
does it.
she seems to be a much more grounded person than the rest of these fools.
Well, she's struggling with being ostracized.
Yes. Yeah.
And so, Whitney's talking about how the Mormon religion sees addiction as a choice.
Yeah, it's ugh.
The Mormons sound like a fucking nightmare. I would
They're
last 5 minutes in the Mormon church. They would judge the fuck out of me.
oh, honey, you wouldn't even last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
Mm.
"Wait, men can do things and I can't do them?
No. No. No, no,
Fuck
no, no,
off."
no. No.
Yeah, as soon as someone tries to explain the priesthood holder, you'd
Mm-mm.
lose your shit.
So, one thing that I thought was interesting too is Heather talked about how she is ostracized because of her divorce and her ex-husband is not. He
Mhm.
could go into the church and he could have 10 wives and they'll be accepted and they'll be in the church and everything is fine, and because she's a woman,
Yep.
she can't.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, the LDS church is very, very patriarchal. By the way, I sent you that episode of Mormon Stories about, Ruby
Yes.
Frankie. I don't know if you've gotten to listen
I
to it
didn't
yet.
listen yet,
I mean, it's
but
like 6 hours long, it'll take a long time.
I have it.
He also did an episode recently about the changes in the sacred garments and that women's are changing,
Oh god.
and
Okay.
it was it's a fascinating conversation.
Okay.
'Cause some people are still Mormon in the conversation, and some people have left the church, and
Mhm.
talking about the sacred garments, and talking about the impact on women's health that the sacred garments have, that they don't have for men, and it was just really interesting.
You just reminded me I need to reach out to King Benjamin Brown,
Oh, yes.
because we want to try to get an interview with him.
Okay.
People think that he would do great with us, and I agree.
Okay. I'm here for it.
Little Miss Recap will be right back after this break. For ad-free episodes, visit littlemissrecap.com/support. Okay, so one of the interesting things they talked about was Heather possibly dating again, and Heather's kind of like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to hurt my kids again. I
Mhm.
need to choose my kids over myself. And I just wrote, I guarantee you her ex-husband's not sitting across town worrying about the impact of his dating on her kids.
No, I'm sure he's not.
No. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Whitney kind of pushes her to think about what effect it will have on her kids to see her giving up and doing nothing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Whitney has definitely been to therapy.
Whitney has
Because
absolutely been to
Whitney uses
therapy.
a little bit of therapy speak, like, she
Mhm.
says things like, "So what I hear you saying is,"
Yeah.
and she'll gently push back too.
Right. And it could have been just nothing more than like group therapy with her dad as part of his addiction treatment, but she absolutely has been in this world and can think about things more than outside the tip of her own nose.
And she's really Whitney. I love Whitney.
I do
Whitney
too.
is really she's a good communicator.
Mhm.
Like,
Thus far, yeah.
she very clearly says what's on her mind
Yep.
and knows a way to phrase it to not offend people, unlike Jen
Agreed.
Shaw.
Oh, yes.
So I thought this was interesting, Heather talking about dating.
Yeah, I did too. And I think Heather should date if she wants to. If she wants a partner, she should date. You can
Mhm.
do it in a way that won't hurt your kids.
Yeah.
You can do it in a way that will barely impact your kids for a while,
Yeah.
that they don't need to know very much about. Her kids are
Yes.
older, so it's a little bit more challenging, but it's not impossible.
S
And I think one of the things I remember years and years ago, a friend of mine who was in a terrible marriage, and by the time I became friends with her, she was out of the marriage. But
Mhm.
she was talking about having gone to therapy towards the end of her marriage.
Mhm.
And the therapist said to her, You have to remember everything you're doing is modeling to your children what life should look like.
Yeah.
If you're in a terrible marriage, what you're teaching your children is that this is what marriage looks like. Not that this is
Yeah.
what a bad marriage looks like. This is what marriage is. So what Heather is teaching her girls inadvertently is this is what post-divorce life looks like.
Right, you just give up.
You can make it great or you can make it terrible, but
Well,
whatever she does is what it looks like.
and she's also teaching them this is what motherhood looks like.
Yes, you have to give up
You
everything and
give
you
up
become
everything for your children,
and you're
right.
no longer a person.
Which is kind of what I was talking about earlier. Like,
Yes.
that is kind of what I try to teach my kids. Like,
Yeah.
I am a person with a
Mhm.
life and with
Yep.
a job and things that I do, and that means sometimes I can't make it to things,
Mhm. Yep.
and they seem okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next scene
You're
is
also an extraordinarily present parent.
I try to
So,
be.
yeah.
So the next scene is Jen Shaw's 4th assistant. Okay, I'm gonna
I
stop
know.
right there.
Okay.
Amanda, you know that this kind of shit drives me fucking bonkers. I went
Yes.
off about Mary Cosby and the tray,
Yes.
right? What is Jen doing that she can't do this for herself? That she can't go in and put cottage cheese and pepperoni or whatever she's eating on a fucking plate for herself?
I don't know. I don't understand it.
Why does she
It's the
need 4
weaponized
assistants?
incompetence. I don't know. Now, I'm going to say it's people having jobs and that's great, but I'm going to guess she's terrible to these people all the time.
100%. So
So, I
her
don't know.
fourth
It grosses me
assistant
out.
brings her antidepressant medicine. Afterwards, she calls Coach Shaw for complete emotional regulation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get a therapist.
I wrote, why does Jen need all these fucking assistants? This
Yeah.
is gross.
She needs a lot of help, which
It
we know she
is
does.
it is such an inflated sense of self.
Mhm.
You are not I don't know. You are not royalty. You are not Queen Elizabeth II sitting in
No.
Windsor Palace who needs 4 assistants.
No.
You are Jen Shaw. You live in
Yes.
Salt Lake City. Calm down. God.
Yeah, she's supremely unlikable.
Oh, God. So she says a couple years ago or a year ago after her dad died, she kind of, she was really struggling with it.
Yeah.
She was lashing out. She was having just, a lot of internalized anger and stuff.
Yeah.
And she didn't
She
know
was
what to do with that. She
she
needed
was
therapy.
grieving.
Mhm.
She was grieving. It's okay.
So she said Coach Shaw told her to pray it away.
Ugh.
Pray
Okay.
it away. Now, don't forget, they're Muslim, correct?
Mhm. Mhm.
Pray it away,
Just pray it
Amanda.
away. Pray it
Mhm.
away.
He then decided he was going to leave her because she was off the hook with her
Yeah.
anger. So I'm of two minds here. She calls him and she's like, "I need to talk to you before I go off on somebody," which I guarantee is the assistants.
Uh-huh.
At first, I was like, "Come on, woman, this is ridiculous. Like, if you need somebody to regulate your emotions like this, you're not a grown up. You have no self responsibility."
Right.
But then I was like, I always try to put myself in other people's shoes.
Yes, you do.
Because then I was like, what if I was in a very scary situation where I felt like I had very little control over my mental health
Mhm.
and I was really struggling and I just needed somebody to be a safe place for me.
Okay.
Maybe that's what's going on here. So I kind of tried not to be as hard on her.
And I think that's exactly what's going on here.
Mhm.
I just think she also needs some other healthy ways of dealing with it
I
because
agree.
she uses her husband as an emotional crutch all the time.
I agree.
All the time. And I'm not saying we shouldn't emotionally lean on our spouses. That's part of why we have long-term partnerships, et cetera, to have that emotional
Mhm.
support back and forth.
Sure.
But it seems like he is just her crutch. Like he is like her emotional walker. Like it's not even a crutch.
Yeah, and the fact that he told her to pray it away, he is
Uh,
not the right
no.
emotional support for her.
No.
She is awful.
Yes.
I hate her.
I
The
really
fact that
dislike
she's
her.
grieving her father is the one area where I give her
A
pause,
modicum
like
of empathy.
empathy. Thank you. But this is gross, and it
Mhm.
makes it sound like she's going to go off on these assistants, and I
Yeah.
don't like it.
No, it's
And
unnecessary.
like you and I've said, these people, she's paying them to be her friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is some
So
Tiger Lily shit right up in here.
she says that Sharif Jr. gave her the go ahead to take the medication. He told her they would love her no matter what. And so now she's on her antidepressants.
Guys, take the fucking medication. Take the fucking medication. There is no
Well,
shame
we
in
saw
it.
this with Christine Brown.
I know. I know. It's a very Mormon thing.
Mhm.
Take the fucking medication. there's no life is hard enough. There is
Mhm.
no reason to
Mhm.
suffer and struggle just to suffer and struggle.
I agree 100%. Well
There
said.
why?
Well, and like the way he talks to her, she's so infantilized with him.
Yes.
Like he's like, "Well, you're going to eat your food and then you're going to go take a nap cuz maybe you're tired."
Oh my
Like
god.
I see her as just this big baby who
She
doesn't take
is.
care of herself.
She doesn't.
It's
She
weird.
pays all of these people to take care of her. Her husband is her emotional walker. It's her emotional jazzy.
I would be one of those people if something happened to me and I became rich, I would be one of those people who still did everything for myself the same way.
The if let's say I had like stupid money, right? Like
Okay.
money where I don't even have to think about money
Okay.
ever. What
Like
are
like
things
Beck always says about California money, it's just fake.
it's just fake.
Fake money.
As my
Okay.
dad calls it funny money. Like it
Yep.
just doesn't even make sense.
Yep.
What would I do? I would absolutely have someone clean my house.
I would have somebody clean my house just because I'm a lady of a certain age and I'm not getting down on my knees to scrub floors anymore.
Yeah, I
I'm
would
gonna
and
hire a young person to do that.
I mean, right now, I do have someone to clean my house, and every week I go back and forth of should I give up this person in the effort of, trying to get my financial life together. And then Amy Ormond is the one who tells me, you have 3 jobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have
That's an
3 jobs.
expense you need.
You have 3 jobs and a chronically ill husband.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
don't need to do this.
Yeah.
But I still go back and forth on it. So, but I would have someone come in every week versus every other week.
Mhm.
Not every
Mhm.
day, every
Mhm.
week. Just do a
Agree.
deep cleaning every week.
Yes.
Um, I would absolutely pay someone for like outdoor landscaping stuff because I hate doing that.
Yeah.
So I would pay someone to do that.
Yeah. These are all normal costs though. That
Yes, this is nothing crazy at this
yeah.
point. The thing I've always said is if I'm really, really stupidly rich, I would have someone come over and blow dry my hair for me every day. Because I have zero hair skills at all.
Yeah.
And I always like how I look after someone else does that for
But
me.
see, I don't care about that. So
Right.
like I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Would
And
I
I
pay
probably
somebody
wouldn't
to
do it
come
every
over?
day because would I do it today? No, but I would do it for anytime I'd want to look nice, I'd have someone do it.
Would I pay somebody to do my makeup for me for special occasions? Absolutely, because I have
Yes.
no idea what I'm doing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. For
Yeah.
special
Yeah.
occasions, I would pay for somebody to do that. And the special occasion could be as simple as like I'm having date night with Todd. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be like I'm going
Yeah.
to the
But like, would I
Grammys.
be paying somebody to come over and draw my fucking bath and cook my
No.
meals? No.
No.
No. So
No.
stupid.
I wouldn't mind like a prep chef though. That would be nice. A sous chef just to get everything ready and then I could do the
You know
cooking.
what? We have progressed so far with like meal kits and
I
stuff,
know.
like Factor, our sponsor.
Mhm.
Um, that I feel like you don't even need that anymore. You
You
just
don't.
need the money to be able to afford it.
Exactly. Then I
Like,
would probably take advantage of that type of service more often than I
and
do.
I swear to God, this is not an ad within this episode,
Mhm.
but we got like 7 or 8 Factor meals the other day.
Yeah.
I just keep them in there and people grab them as we come and go. They're delicious.
Yeah.
And they take 2 or 3 minutes to heat up. This
Yeah.
is not an ad.
I know.
I swear this is like my real life
This is your real
experience.
life thing.
But like the problem with that kind of stuff is it gets expensive if you do it every week.
Mhm.
So like if you had stupid money, there you
Right.
go.
Yeah. I would take
Mhm.
advantage of that type of thing a lot more often than I do.
Yes, me too. Me
Yeah.
too. And I would have no shame around it.
Yeah.
And I would have no shame around having somebody clean my house or do my landscaping.
Yep.
Like that kind of stuff is a young person's game.
Yeah,
I
and
can't do
I'm
that.
over it.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. But like, would you have a servant like
No.
just kind of living in your house? It's so stupid.
No. No, it would be weird.
Jesus, it would
It would
be
feel
weird.
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
If I can't live a life where I can walk around my house more often than not without a bra on, I don't want that life.
I agree. I agree.
So,
I would have somebody. I know what I would pay for a service. I would have somebody who acted almost like a travel agent for me.
mm,
Who, like, helped me book my trips and stuff, but,
mm.
like, they don't have to live with me and be
No.
solely dedicated to me.
So what you want is an administrative assistant,
Yeah,
basically.
I would love an administrative
Yeah,
assistant,
a
yes.
virtual administrative assistant. It's a real thing.
Like, the other day, I'm like, I wanna start making on Spotify, I wanna start making playlists of our different genres of
Oh, okay.
episodes, but
Yeah.
I'm like, this is where I would need an assistant.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would love a virtual assistant.
Yeah.
So, alright, let's go to the Barlow home, shall we?
Sure.
Okay. For fun, the Barlows write their short term goals on poster board. John again looks like he is making a hostage video in his confessionals. And later, Lisa and John argue about her priorities.
remember, this is the mother who has like, you know, hustle and
Yeah.
fierce above her
I
children's
I
beds.
can't. I can't with
I
this.
don't like
This
this
is
energy.
such I wrote where did I write this? She has such toxic hustle culture. Like this
Mhm.
is the toxic form of that.
Yes. Yes, it is.
So I wrote, "This is fun for Lisa. She doesn't want to play Monopoly. Fuck those kids."
Yeah. Oh, no.
Mhm.
Lisa
Mhm.
does what she wants, and everyone
Yeah.
else comes along for the ride.
This reeks of hustle culture, but like the gross,
Mhm.
perverted kind.
Mhm.
The youngest son wants to get laid and have triplets right after he meets Post Malone and dominates Fortnite. I feel like those are goals.
Hey, I mean,
Yeah.
at that age, what goals would I have come up with? Hang out with Michael J. Fox? I mean, like,
Right. Right.
it's exactly what my goal would have been.
Let's normalize spending more time on social what is it? Social emotional learning than
Yeah.
hustle culture.
Yeah,
Okay?
I
Let's
agree.
let's teach our kids to like just be social and emotional humans.
Let's teach them how to regulate their own emotions so they
Yeah.
don't have to call their husband like an emotional cripple
Yeah.
with their jazzy.
So John's board, now I noticed this. John's board has some form of family time on it. He wants to
Mhm.
go on more camping trips with the boys.
Okay.
Lisa's board has nothing on it about her kids.
No.
It
Lisa
does
doesn't give a fuck about her kids.
it does have on there that she wants to listen more. Okay.
Okay.
Well, John tries to discuss with her being more intentional. Now we need to talk about this.
Mhm.
With their time together and she can't even hear the conversation because business is her biggest focus and I wrote gross.
Yeah. It's
The
this whole I
phone
need to be a billionaire. Stop.
the phone thing. Oh god. I'm telling you. I can't tell you how many times I go out to dinner, I see couples
Mhm.
and they're sitting at the table and they're both on their phones.
Mhm.
What
Oh
is
yeah.
happening to us?
We don't live outside of our phones anymore.
We need to be intentional and try.
I agree. I agree. Like I said, this is like one of the very few things that Todd and I fuss about.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Timmy's not a phone person, but if he Timmy is an iPad person.
Mhm.
When he is home, he has his little headphones in and
Mhm.
he's on his iPad watching 85,000 living
Prepper
off
videos or
grid
whatever.
videos. I don't know what he's doing.
Right.
Usually somebody's like rebuilding a car,
Sure.
but then I see somebody like rebuilding a castle in Italy. He's real into this guy rebuilding a castle in
Okay,
Italy.
cool. I mean, that sounds fun if that's your kind of thing.
But like when it is time for our show, that stuff goes down. Now we
Mhm.
don't I think what we do, I think because we spend so little focused time together, this works for us.
Right. Yeah.
Because he only has to be off that, what, an hour, 2 hours
Yeah.
a night.
Yeah.
Um, and I have Match Factory down
I understand.
when I'm watching a show with him. When we're out to dinner, we might check our phones, bing,
Right.
but phones are down for the
Mhm.
most part.
Yeah.
I it drives me crazy. Go ahead. Your thoughts on this?
No, it's the fight that we have because
Yeah.
Todd's addicted to his phone, and I am addicted to my phone, but I'm better about it.
Yeah.
I can be more boundaried about it,
Yeah.
but I'll be that asshole. Like he'll pick up his phone and I'll just sit there and just stare at him,
Yeah.
and
See,
then he'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
if Timmy picks up his phone during dinner, I'll go, is everything okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
But Jen can't even Lisa, I'm sorry. Lisa can't even hear this conversation.
No.
Like John is trying to ask her to be more intentional in their time together,
Mhm.
and she can't even hear him
No.
and that's what it is too, Amanda. Like I'm sure when Todd's doing it or Timmy's doing it, it's not like I'm so important, I need
No.
to be on my phone. It's this
No, it's like
self-inflated ego, like this importance that she has to get this deal done in
right.
the next 5 minutes.
No, you don't. Stop
No.
it.
No. And I'm sure if Todd or Timmy were millionaires, they
Yeah.
wouldn't care about this as much. Like
No.
a millionaire's not good enough for her.
Oh, no, she wants to be a billionaire.
She wants to be a billionaire.
Mhm.
Oh, this is everything I hate. She says Warren Buffett didn't stop buying and building companies. Why should I? You're not Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Well, now I'm going to push back on you.
Okay.
Why couldn't she be Warren Buffett?
I guess she could be, but if you decide to have children, you need to spend a little bit of time with them.
Warren Buffett has children.
Maybe Warren Buffett, first of all, Warren
Let me
Buffett
make
probably
let me
made
make
his millions
make
before
sure
phones
let me make sure Warren Buffett
were a
has
thing.
children. Let's see if children. Let's see. I'm going to feel like an asshole. He does.
Yeah.
Howard, Susan, and Peter.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
maybe Howard, Susan, and Peter are totally fucked up and hate him.
Maybe.
But like,
No, I just was pushing against the, like, is this a gender thing of like,
it's not a gender thing.
Okay. Just making sure.
She wants to, my thing is you're at a place where you have enough money. This is the fucking problem. I'm going to go on a rant here.
Okay.
How much money is enough money for people? Like she has
some
enough
people, there's
money to
never
live
enough.
very comfortably. Take care of your kids. Pay attention to what's going on in your life. Still work your job and build your businesses, but you're not building. You're not at ground zero where you're having to hustle.
I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. It's just, it's interesting. I just wanted to make sure because it's really easy to go, well, Warren Buffett, blah, blah, blah. Well, why can't Lisa be the next Warren Buffett?
And I would say to Warren Buffett, I hope you pay attention to your kids.
Right.
Well, he probably didn't. His wife probably raised him.
He's 94 years old. It was a different time too.
It was a different time.
His
estranged
son
from
is
his kid?
70. One kid is 70. One kid is 71.
Oh, my little baby boy is turning
And the other one's
70 today.
66. So, it's a
But
little bit of different thing.
Am I being an asshole or do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. I think
Like I even had more patience for her during the whole help me, the festival.
Oh, Sundance.
Cuz I get that. Like
It's a
that's your
2-week
that's your
thing.
busy season and
Yep.
if you can't hop on a phone call with your kids right then, like I even give her a little grace for that.
Yes, but it can't be every day.
You need to pay attention to the people in your life.
Mhm.
Like what are you doing?
She chose to make these people.
Yes. And her husband and her work on this business together, correct?
I believe so.
So, like, he's just as invested in it as you are.
I don't know if he is, though.
This is about her ego. This
Yeah.
is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Little Miss Recap will be right back after this break. For ad-free episodes, visit littlemissrecap.com/support.
I was just looking up John Barlow. There's John Perry Barlow, an American poet and essayist. I
Nope.
don't think that's this John Barlow.
Nope.
No. What is Lisa Barlow's net worth? Ooh, let's see.
I just don't know how much money's enough money.
Her current net worth is $5 million.
Yeah, well, she's not billion. This is why I'm
I'm going to tell you something that I know it's going to enrage you. $5 million is not that much money.
I agree with you,
Okay.
but it's enough.
Oh, it's enough
for right now.
Dude,
like
if
I could
had
see
$5
her.
million,
I could
I'd
see
be
her
very
being
happy.
like, when Jack and Henry are older.
Yes.
I want to build the business a little bit more, but like, let's just focus on. We're at a nice spot right now. Let's just.
Yeah.
These are the most important years with your kids. You will never get them back. Literally,
I know.
You'll never get them back. You can always make more money,
Mm-hmm.
but you will never get Henry or Jack or whatever the youngest one is. You'll never get those years back with him.
I know. I agree. I agree.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay. Feel better now?
This is why economics is always the driving factor in every fucking election.
Yes.
Because if you ask people, do you have enough money? The answer is always going to be no.
Right.
No matter how much money they have.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
So scene 5 is dinner with Heather, Jen, and Meredith. They have dinner. They discuss Meredith's separation. Meredith, I deny dating anyone else. But Jen claims she has heard there's a lot more to the story.
Jen is very much hinting that Meredith is banging her way around town.
Did you pick up on Jen obnoxiously introducing the waiter? Oh, God, I hate these people.
No, I didn't pick up on that.
The waiter comes over and Jen's like, Meredith, this is Carlos.
Oh.
Like, okay, Jen, calm the fuck down. I hate these people. So
you don't hate all of them.
I don't hate all of them. I like Whitney and Heather.
Yes, exactly.
So Meredith denies she's in her whore phase. And Jen is like, then why would you split up? Why rock the boat?
Because you're unhappy.
Because the answer is right. The answer is like,
It's not working.
it's not, I'm gonna fuck everyone or I'm staying married. Those are
Right.
not the only two options in the
No.
world.
There's a wide spectrum between I am going to bang everybody I come in contact with and I am going to stay in a miserable marriage. There's a lot of other
Yeah.
options between those two, many of which include leaving her marriage and still not banging people.
Yes, I agree. Matt and Jake were just talking about this on their 90-day episode. Like, what is a whore phase for each
Yeah.
of them?
Exactly.
I'm more aligned with Matt. Like, my whore phase would be like, I'm hooking up with somebody once every 3 months. And it's somebody I know and we've had lengthy discussions. Like, that
Jake,
is,
on the other hand, is like 3 in a day.
yeah.
Is that my whore phase?
Like, everybody handles everything differently.
And it's fine.
And it's fine. It's fine. So Meredith's like, I'm not in my whore phase. And Jen calls Meredith the politician. Oh, this answer. She's so political in her answer.
Mhm.
Jen reveals she's lonely. She misses her dad a lot. We hear this over and over and over with her.
Jen is very much Jen is in the vice grip of her grief.
Yes. Well
And
said.
and
Mhm.
it's coloring everything she's doing, and she needs like a real therapist.
Yeah.
Like probably a couple sessions a week. Like she really needs to work with somebody on this because
I
she shouldn't
agree.
have to suffer like this.
I
And
agree.
she's suffering.
Yeah.
And I can have empathy for that part.
I
of it.
do too. I
Yeah.
do too. Meredith is really, and I get this, and you've been there and I've been there. Meredith and Seth have been together for a long time.
Mhm.
And it's scary to think of what it looks like to not be together.
Yep.
And she's really scared of the reality of that.
Mhm.
I get that.
I get that too.
So the next scene we have is Whitney and her father, Steve Perry, go to a Sky Zone type situation.
Yes.
It's been a few weeks since he's been in sober living, and he informs her that he plans to leave sober living early under the supposed advice of his therapist, which I don't believe happened.
I don't believe happened. I believe what he might have said is, so if I left, would that be okay? And the therapist probably went, I mean, I don't know.
No, the therapist probably said, I can't tell you what to do.
Right. Yeah.
I think further
think you should
support would
stay.
help you.
Yeah.
So
Ugh.
Whitney is just so happy to have him in her kids' lives. It's so sad because she's like, he seems more connected to me and my kids, and I was really scared they would never know the dad I grew up with, because remember, guys, his addiction didn't start until
Recently.
she was older.
Yeah.
I wrote she's a good communicator. He starts telling her that his therapist thinks he's ready to leave sober living behind. And she tells the camera he's only been in sober living for 21 days and the program is designed for 90. Huge red flag. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Nope.
In Whitney's shoes, I would honestly make a boundary of a relationship. You need to stay there for the full 90 days.
Me too. Me too. She very clearly lays out her hesitation here, but you can tell that she is not quite able to put a boundary down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get that too.
Yeah.
It's her dad. I get it.
I don't think this is going to end well. I've
don't
not
think
been
it is either.
spoiled, but
Nope.
I just don't think it's going to. We're not going to see in season 3 like a cleaned up, totally sober Steve Perry.
I don't think so either.
Can we talk about the hair, Amanda? I know I bring it up every single time.
What is happening there?
What is happening?
He's a hair professional.
Does he?
Well, was this the goal?
I got it. Maybe there are no mirrors in sober living.
Why wouldn't there be mirrors in sober living?
I don't know. Maybe they don't want you to feel shame, so you don't want to look at yourself or something. I don't know.
No,
maybe
I think they'd want you to look at yourself. I don't think they'd want you to hide from yourself.
Maybe some experimental therapy.
I think this is a stretch. I think there are mirrors. I think this is a decision, and I don't think it's a good one. Ooh, is this gonna be like who was it? Was it Tracy and Clint toughed up, tough down?
Yeah, that was Clint.
Yeah. Maybe this is Steve Perry, like hair a mess, hair good. Like that is an indication of his mental health. And right now it's not good.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it's Steve Perry journey versus solo career.
Right.
Solo career was later and his hair was more normal.
Yeah. He should not be leaving sober living. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Based solely on the hair. The hair is telling me
we're going to hell.
The hair is telling me he's not ready to leave sober living.
If anyone is still listening after all of my soapbox ranting about rich people, if we still have any listeners,
middle school, middle school,
let us know what you think of the hair. The 12 of you still hanging out.
Can
Okay.
we go back to Sarper with the "She see me now, I have whale face." Toof, toof.
All right. So, I just wrote no, wait, hold on. I'm in the wrong thing. Yes. I just wrote this guy is definitely going to relapse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm afraid he
Yeah.
is.
All right. Next scene is Heather gathering her daughters to talk about her wanting to leave the Mormon church.
Mm.
She's very honest with her girls, which is a good example for them. It's
Yes.
very, guys, I cannot tell you how important it is for your kids to know that you don't have all the answers
Yes.
and that you are okay in admitting that.
Yep.
Yep.
And you're okay with saying, "And we're gonna figure it out."
Yep. She's very worried about her shame being passed down to them. I
Mhm.
guess the kids have been ostracized
Yeah.
as well. People are assholes.
People are assholes.
Jesus
I really
Christ.
again, I'm an atheist, but I can't imagine how anyone thinks a loving God wants you to be miserable. I
Right?
just don't. Doesn't make sense to me.
So she says this was really the first time she was able to be honest with them and tell them she doesn't want to be Mormon anymore and she doesn't
Mhm.
want to live this double life. She says to her kids, I want to date, I want to do all these things, but there's so much shame and fear. And her kids are very lovely and they
Her
get
kids are lovely.
emotional
Yeah.
and they tell her they love her and they support her. And Heather says she's wrestled with this for so long. Her kids are great. She feels like she doesn't deserve them. Yes, you do.
Yes, you
You
do.
raised them
You're
and that's why
great.
they're great.
Yep.
And she wrote, we have such a hard time thinking of ourselves as mothers. So, this is a very good example to come back to my earlier point about
Mhm.
somebody who has hustle and
Yes.
has a career,
Oh, yeah.
but has moments where she is very tuned in with her children.
Yes.
It can be done, Lisa Barlow.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Heather's doing it.
Yeah. Like Heather's a great example of that. She's
Mhm.
busting her ass and can you look up her net worth? Because that beauty lab and laser's got to be making a lot of money.
Oh, I'm gonna guess it is too. Let's see. Heather.
And Lisa Barlow was what, 5 mil?
Yes. Uh,
Let's hope Heather's more.
uh, ah, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City's net worth revealed. Who is the richest? Let's see. Ranked by net worth. Lisa Barlow, 5 million.
Mhm.
Somebody we don't know yet, 5 million.
Mhm.
Mary Cosby, 5 million.
Jesus.
Whitney, 1 to 3 million.
Mm.
Heather Gay, 1.7 million.
Oh, so she's worth, but that's enough.
Meredith Marks, 1 million. Someone we don't know, and that's it.
Okay. I feel like being worth 1.7 million is enough right now.
It's not bad.
No.
It's not bad.
And she's not like sitting home not doing her job. She's hustling.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So and this is where I wrote I guaranteed their father isn't turning himself inside out thinking about
Mm-mm.
things like this.
No.
The final scene is Whitney trying to teach Jen how to dance on her stripper pole, but before she can master her twirl, they gossip about Meredith and Seth and their own sex lives.
Right.
So I just wrote, wow, she asked Jen how often she's getting dick.
Yeah, she does.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Good for her. I'm surprised Jen answered.
Jen didn't answer.
Well, she didn't answer. I'm surprised Jen didn't like super run away from the conversation. Is more the point.
Jen says she has the Hitachi magic wand
Mm-hmm.
to keep her company.
Girl, same.
And Whitney says, so then
Remember,
Jen
Sharif is
says,
never home either.
right. And then
Yeah.
Jen says, how often are you guys having sex? Do you have sex more often than normal? And Whitney's kind of like, yeah, I think so. We have sex 4 to 5 times a week. And Jen goes, oh, yeah, that's normal. Jen Shaw is not having sex 4 to 5 times a week.
No.
No. Mm-mm.
No.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
And they gossip about Meredith and Seth. And Jen says, if you're not getting it home, you're getting it somewhere else.
No, that's not true.
And I just wrote, Jen is dying to tell Whitney what she
Mhm.
knows. Like
Yep.
it is seeping out of her pores.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And I really, really hate that.
I hate it too.
I hate that idea of if you're not getting it at home, you're getting it somewhere else.
That's not true.
Plenty of people aren't having sex.
Yep. So a few months ago, Jen tells the camera, a few months ago, she was in New York at a trunk show, at Meredith's trunk show. And a guy was like, Meredith is the love of my life. I'm going to marry her. And then at the end of the night or something, he also said, I'll make sure Meredith gets upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So Jen feels like there's
They
somebody
banged.
in the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
I'll be curious to see.
next time on John again begs Lisa to act human.
Mm.
Good luck. Someone I couldn't tell flops over on a snowmobile. I couldn't tell who it was. Maybe it was Whitney and Justin.
I think so.
I couldn't tell. Whitney is playing a game of telephone with Heather regarding the Meredith drama. We see her with Heather going, guess what Jen told me? And Seth.
Again, rich people middle school.
Yep. And Seth begs Meredith to come back to him and says he'll do anything for their marriage. That's
I want to know what's wrong in their marriage.
I just think they outgrew each other.
And that could be it, but say that.
Yeah. They outgrew each other.
She's not saying anything. And again, you don't need a reason to leave a marriage. I'm just curious what her reason is for leaving the marriage. And the reason can be I'm not happy. Like, that's fine. I'm just curious if that's what it is or if there's something else.
This is the weirdest thing ever. Because you're right. Like, it's like happening, but it's not happening.
And they both seem to be like, we don't want this. Well, then don't do it.
Yeah, it's
no
weird.
One's forcing you to do it.
Something's up here.
Something's up.
Yeah, we're sniffing out that it feels inauthentic.
It does.
That's what's happening. All right, so this was Amye rants about rich people. I mean, I don't know what you guys expected. You know how I feel about these things.
Yeah.
So
no, I think this was good.
Here I am.
Here we are. Here we are. And
you wanted it, you got it.
Rich people middle school.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this show is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a very good description.
Rich people middle school.
Yeah. Anything else? Any other lasting thoughts on this?
I don't think so. I think we've said it all.
We've said it all. All right, guys. So we have how many episodes left? 8? Is there 15?
13. Let's see. Season 1, Real Housewife SLC. 16 episodes.
And that 3 of those are tell-alls, I think, right?
Yes, reunions. Yes, 1, 2, and 3. So 13.
So I
episodes.
think it's time. Maybe around episode 9 or 10 that we need to start bringing in our guests.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I think it's time. So we're going to start having some guests with us to help us process this nonsense properly.
Some people you probably can guess who they are, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. Okay, Amanda, thank you very much. I don't know where Leo is. Does he just fucking hate us now?
He was here for a little bit.
I know, but where'd he go?
I think Daddy woke up.
Oh, he's got to go get a treat.
Well, the others get treats in the morning, but they have their coffee, lap, internet time.
It's funny because I get up before Timmy now, which is, for the first time in 18 years, I get up before Timmy. And the dogs, like I let the dogs out, I feed them, and then Arlo always has to go back in the room and jump up and lay next to him.
Aw.
Always. And we don't sleep. The dogs don't sleep in the bed with us. They sleep in their beds on the floor.
Right.
Well, Nellie doesn't have a bed. Nellie only has a blanket because she's weirded out by beds.
Sure.
She's weirded out by everything. You could put just a weird object near her and she won't come near you.
She's such a weirdo.
So, he has to lay in the bed and cuddle with Timmy. It's really cute.
Aw.
Arlo's cute. He's real cute.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, please check out our Facebook group, Backdoor Friends. We have a lot of fun in there. We're almost 3,000.
I know we are.
Yeah.
I know we are. It's nuts.
Yeah. And leave us a 5-star review. That'd be nice.
Or share this episode with a friend. Someone else you know who's a Salt Lake City diehard.
Yeah, you might not want to share this with somebody who's real rich because they might hate me after they hear it.
They'll be fine.
But, whatever. All right, guys. Amanda, thank you.
Amy, thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to Little Miss Recap. If you'd like to support the show, the best way you can do that is to join our Twin Flame universe, which is our Patreon, Supercast, and Apple subscription feeds. The links for those are in the show notes. You get ad-free episodes and a ton of bonus content. You can also subscribe to the feed so you don't miss an episode, share the show with a friend, and leave a 5-star review. To contact the show, please email me directly at amy@littlemissrecap.com or join our Facebook group, Backdoor Friends. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.